If there was one time above all others that he made me feel special, it's when I published my first book. Dad being Dad, he was going to read it anyway, but the book being fantasy fell right into his area of interest. I'll never forget the day he called me and he said he'd finished the book. For a moment, he couldn't really say anything but, wow. He went on and on about how awesome it was that his son had created something like that, and how it was just as good as any Conan the Barbarian that he'd ever read. Wow. That's all he kept saying. Wow. It didn't take me long to remind him that everything that I put into that book, all my love for sci-fi and fantasy, for what if, all that came from him. So I guess it's appropriate that we're remembering not only Dad, but also Grandma and Grandpa and Aunt Olivia today. Because so much of who I am, I can't really take credit for. It's all borrowed. My concern from others I got from Grandma. My love of simple pleasures, cowboys and vanilla ice cream, comes from Grandpa. My joy and sense of peace from Aunt Olivia, and my sense of wonder for all of life's what-ifs from Dad. And the more I scrolled through Ancestry yesterday, the more I realized that everything I had borrowed was in turn borrowed from someone else. I might have not known Uncle Eloy, but he made an impact on Grandma. Same with Aunt Nikki. And I'm sure that a lot of who Grandma was borrowed from them in some form or fashion, and was a part of what she loaned to me. And the more I think on this, the more I see Grandma reflected in Maddie, or Caleb, and Caleb's got a bit of Grandpa in him, or Dad and Aunt Olivia, or Dad and my Olivia. I apologize. Maybe that's why I'm not grieving as much as I think I probably should be. I mean, I hate not being able to pick up the phone and tell Dad about this show that I know he would love. And I hate that he won't be here to see me publish my third book and hear him go, wow, again. But grief, I have a hard time grieving for him. Not just because he's home with Jesus right now, but because in my mind he's not gone. If I'll grieve for anybody,